The sirens cut through the dusk like a blade. Officer Daniel Reed tightened his grip on the steering wheel and glanced at the clock on his dashboard. 6:42 p.m. He was already late to pick up his daughter from after-school care, and he hated that feeling, the sense of letting her down before the night even started. He radioed in his location, the dispatcher's calm voice crackling back with instructions, and turned onto Maple Avenue, where a small crowd had gathered outside a corner grocery store. Daniel parked and stepped out, the familiar weight of his badge settling against his chest. People stared the way they always did when a uniform appeared, some with relief, some with suspicion, some with phones already raised. He took a breath and approached the store. Inside, a man lay on the floor near the counter, groaning, blood seeping from a cut above his eye. The cashier, shaking, pointed toward the back. "He tried to steal," she said. "He got aggressive." Daniel knelt beside the injured man. "Sir, can you hear me?" The man nodded weakly, eyes unfocused. Daniel called for an ambulance, then stood, scanning the room. A teenage boy hovered near the chips aisle, eyes wide. Another customer filmed openly. "Everyone take a step back," Daniel said, keeping his voice steady. He reviewed the scene in his mind. No weapon visible. The man on the floor was alive, injured but breathing. This was manageable. What Daniel didn't know was that the store's camera above the counter had been malfunctioning for weeks, skipping frames, warping timestamps, compressing seconds into something that looked like guilt. The ambulance arrived. Daniel helped load the injured man onto the stretcher. The crowd thinned, disappointed that nothing more dramatic was happening. Daniel filled out a brief report, spoke to the cashier again, then finally headed back to his car, relief washing over him. He didn't notice the boy in the hoodie slip out behind him, phone still recording. That night, Daniel kissed his daughter Lily goodnight and collapsed onto the couch. His wife, Megan, asked about his shift. He shrugged, quiet enough. His phone buzzed once, then again, then wouldn't stop. Messages from fellow officers. "Have you seen the video?" He opened the link. The footage was grainy, angled from above. It showed the injured man standing at the counter, Daniel entering the store, and then, without warning, the man collapsing as Daniel lunged forward. The clip cut sharply. No audio. No context. The caption read, "Cop attacks unarmed man in store." Daniel stared, heart pounding. That wasn't what happened. But the video told a different story. By morning, it was everywhere. News anchors spoke solemnly. Commentators argued. Protesters gathered outside the precinct. Signs raised high. The injured man, identified as Marcus Hill, was in stable condition, his family demanding justice. Daniel's name spread faster than any fact. Internal Affairs called him in before lunch. Captain Alvarez sat across from him, face unreadable. "We have to put you on administrative leave," she said, "pending investigation." Daniel nodded, numb. "You've seen the full footage?" She hesitated. "We've seen what's circulating." "There's more," Daniel said. "There has to be." Alvarez sighed. "If there is, we'll find it." At home, Megan tried to shield Lily from the noise, but kids talk. Parents talk. Lily came home quiet, eyes downcast. "Daddy," she asked softly, "did you hurt that man?" The question broke him. "No," Daniel said, pulling her close. "I didn't." Days passed. The video grew legs, then wings. Daniel's face appeared on screens beside words like brutality and abuse. Then came the threats. Megan found the first letter in the mailbox. No return address. Just hate, scrawled in thick ink. The second came by email. The third was a brick through their front window. The public defender assigned to Marcus Hill held a press conference. "This footage speaks for itself," she said. "We demand immediate charges." Daniel was arrested on a Thursday morning, hands cuffed in front of his neighbors. At the station, he sat alone in a holding cell. He thought about the oath he'd taken, about the people he'd helped, about how quickly it all vanished. His lawyer, a man named Robert Klein, visited that afternoon. "The video is bad," Klein said carefully. "It's wrong," Daniel said. "It cuts out what happened before." Klein nodded. "I believe you, but belief isn't evidence." "What about the store's cameras?" Daniel asked. "We're trying to get the original files," Klein said, "but the store owner says the system overwrites after 30 days. And the footage that went viral came from a customer's phone." The trial began under a cloud of outrage. Protesters filled the steps of the courthouse. The judge warned the jury about bias, but Daniel could see it in their faces. On the screen, the clip looped. Daniel watched himself become a villain in real time. The cashier testified that things happened fast. The teenage boy said he'd been scared. Marcus Hill, bandaged and solemn, said he remembered being struck. "I don't remember him helping me." Marcus said, "I remember pain." Daniel wanted to stand up and shout. Instead, he sat, jaw clenched, as the narrative hardened. Then, on the fourth day, something unexpected happened. A woman approached Klein during a recess. She was in her 40s, dressed plainly. "I work at the grocery store," she whispered. Klein's heart jumped. "Do you know something about the cameras?" She swallowed. "They've been glitching. The owner didn't want to pay to fix them." Klein leaned closer. "Do you have proof?" She hesitated. "I might." Her name was Rosa Martinez. She'd been saving old hard drives meant to be discarded. On one of them, she believed, was the raw footage from the night in question. They rushed to court with the drive. Technicians worked through the night. When court resumed, Klein stood. "Your Honor," he said, "the defense has obtained original surveillance footage from the store." A murmur rippled through the room. The prosecution objected. The judge overruled. The screen flickered to life. This time, the video was clear. It showed Marcus Hill arguing with the cashier, knocking items off the counter. It showed Daniel entering calmly, speaking to Marcus, asking him to step back. It showed Marcus stumbling, losing his balance, hitting his head on the counter as Daniel lunged forward not to strike, but to catch him. The sound of impact was sickening. Gasps filled the courtroom. The footage continued. Daniel calling for an ambulance. Daniel applying pressure to the wound. Daniel telling the crowd to give space. The lie unraveled in real time. The prosecutor sat frozen. Klein let the video finish, then turned to the jury. The viral clip removed 12 seconds. 12 seconds that changed everything. Marcus Hill stared at the screen. His attorney whispered urgently to him. The judge called a recess. When they returned, the charges were dismissed. Daniel exhaled for the first time in weeks. Outside, the crowd was thinner. Some reporters looked angry, as if the truth had ruined a better story. At home, Lily ran into his arms. "Daddy, they said you're good," she said, smiling. Daniel returned to duty months later, changed. He trusted less. He knew now how easily truth could be bent by a frame, a cut, a caption. The cameras hadn't told the whole story. But for a moment, they had told a lie powerful enough to nearly destroy a life. And Daniel would never forget how close he came to being erased by 12 missing seconds.